Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Wrestle Talk Live. We're in the Big Bill Needham Memorial Studio in downtown Knoxville, Tennessee. Join us for the next 90 minutes for Wrestle Talk, an exciting 90-minute program where we'll be taking your calls live. You see the phone number there on your screen, 865-215-4337. It's a great pleasure of mine tonight, great honor to be joined by our special guest. Of course, way down here on the end, we have JPWA graduate, professional wrestler, and he is one of a kind, the one and only Jackson Black. Jackson, good evening and welcome to Wrestle Talk.
Thank you very much, Joel. Great to be here.
And we're here, of course, with the great manager of champions, and you see him all the time at Tennessee Legacy Wrestling, a legend, manager, promoter, and more, Mr. Paul Buchanan. Paul, good evening and welcome to the show.
The pleasure is all yours, and you remembered my name here, so I'm proud. You're making progress.
Well, thank you so much. And, of course, we're joined by the Bully Breaker tonight, and this guy kind of seems like a bully. He didn't hear me, did he? Well, the Bully Breaker here tonight. Bully Breaker, good evening and welcome to Wrestle Talk.
Joel, it's great to be here, man. This is my first time on TV, kind of a nervous wreck, but you leave me and we'll do this right, my friend.
Absolutely. Well, fans, we got a lot coming your way tonight, and speaking of that, I believe that we have a caller on the air. Go ahead, caller. Welcome to Wrestle Talk Live. What's your name? Richard Burnett. Thank you for calling in, and where are you from?
Alcoa, Tennessee.
Alcoa, Tennessee, one of my favorite places to be, Paul.
Never been.
Never been.
Drove past it.
Drove past it a few times. Well, Richard, welcome to Wrestle Talk.
Yeah.
And
What are we going to talk about, wrestling?
we're talking about professional wrestling, and I believe I seen you at a show this past weekend at ETCW. Did you enjoy that show?
Yes, sir. I ain't going all that wrestling.
Now, a lot of the fans don't know who Richard is, but it's actually Dickie. You got
Right.
Some of you might know Dickie Burnett. Dickie is a longtime wrestling fan. Mostly, I remember you from the flea market days. But how you doing tonight, Dickie?
I'm doing pretty good. My vocal cords are squeaking.
Are they? Well,
Yeah.
well, Dickie, who is your favorite wrestler?
Well, years ago, I like, right now, Sean, K-Max and Sean Street.
Well, we're
Sweet
gonna be
Dreams, I
seeing-
love to watch them wrestle.
Yes,
K-Max, I like.
we're
Yeah.
going to be seeing them a little bit later on the program in a special match. Now, I know that you have a lot of memories from wrestling, and you're probably one of the most enthusiastic fans that we've had at shows in the past. And
Yeah.
what's one of your favorite places to go as far as wrestling? I remember seeing you at the flea market quite a bit.
Yeah, we used to go out to the flea market quite a bit, and over here in Maryville. Just anywhere it's got, we try to hit them, you know what I mean?
Yes. Well, we have Jackson Black on the show tonight. I know that you're probably familiar with him, and of course, Paul Buchanan of Tennessee Legacy Wrestling. And this guy is the manager of champions, Dickie.
Okay.
Yes.
Manager, too many to list.
Too many.
Legendary names.
Well, I don't know if we've ever had Dickie in the corner of a wrestler. I don't know if that would be a good idea or
Probably not.
But Dickie,
Not everyone can do what I do.
Yes, this guy is the best right here. Dickie, when did you start watching wrestling? How many years ago?
Lord, back I was about 8 or 9 years old, back Channel 10 in Knoxville.
Yes, that's the good old days. Who was your favorite wrestler back then?
I usually like watch old Ron Wright, Don Wright, Waddy Caldwell, and the Hillbillies. I used to love them.
Yeah, that was Paul mentioned a moment ago that was a long time ago. So I ain't gonna say you're old, but you've been around a few years. So
Quite a few years, yes, sir, I have.
well, yes. Well, we appreciate you calling in here on Wrestle Talk tonight. Is there anyone that you'd like to say hello to on TV tonight?
Pardon me?
Is there anyone you'd like to say hello to tonight?
Yeah, I like to call her my daughters, Nicole Franklin, and Heather Gibson, and my grandson, Mason Franklin. That's my great-grandson.
Well, hello to all of those folks. And Dickie, it's been a great honor to have you call in tonight. Thank you for calling in here on Wrestle Talk Live. We appreciate it.
All right. Thank you now.
Thank you. A great caller, guys, tonight here on the show. And big Tennessee Legacy Wrestling events coming up, of course, here real soon. And you're going to be there in the corner of someone.
I'm going to be there in the corner of a couple of people. First of all, Hunter Wolf is going to be there, and he's my latest acquisition. He won a triple threat match this past Saturday.
He's a mammoth.
He's a 7-foot-tall man.
Man alive.
Then, of course, now we'll talk about the Star Destroyer. Cheated out of his rightful Southern title this past Saturday. And then some old retired wrestler, you remember Bob O'Mac?
Bob O'Mac, yes.
Gets in his face,
retired,
laughing at him, and puts his hands on my Star Destroyer.
Yeah.
And then he got shoved back. Because that's what happens when you put your hands on one of my wrestlers. So we'll see what the Star Destroyer is going to do. The matches haven't been signed yet. My understanding is only a couple have, but not one of mine, because Commissioner Hall likes to keep me in the dark. That's what he does. So we'll see April 23rd who my men face. The only two matches I know are Violet Adams is defending her national title against Shawn Brooks, and I think there's a tag title match involving the Next Gen Click and the Reticulated Rockers.
Well, that sounds like a great card, and we have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome to Wrestle Talk Live. What's your name?
My name is Trey Nito.
Trey Nito, welcome to Wrestle Talk tonight.
It's my photographer, the man who makes me look as good as I do. Trey, how are you doing?
Good.
Well, Trey, thank you for calling in here on Wrestle Talk tonight. You're one of our great photographers, including with Tennessee Legacy Wrestling here around the area. And let's talk wrestling tonight, of course. Who's your favorite wrestler around here?
Star Destroyer.
The Star Destroyer.
The man knows where his bread is buttered. He was at the show Saturday. You can find all those pictures on our Facebook page, or on Trey Nito's Facebook page as well. Fantastic photographer, probably one of the best in the area, if not the best. But he can tell you about the excitement and how I was robbed.
Do you really agree with him that he was robbed, or did he do a little cheating? I don't know.
He did cheating.
Yeah. Well, you know, that's good. That's good, yeah. Well, Trey, you know, we know you've been going to Tennessee Legacy Wrestling, KFW.
I'm doing good.
Yes, and all the local events around the area. So, who's some of your favorite wrestlers that you have worked on shows with, took pictures of?
Violet Adams.
Of course, we saw you in a photo just a few days ago with some of the other stars from Tennessee Legacy Wrestling, including, of course, the Wolfman. And he was, or still is maybe, the Tennessee...
No.
He's no longer the Tennessee champion.
Douglas Sanders is the new Tennessee champion.
Douglas Sanders, the big mouth, the megaphone man, Douglas Sanders, and so many great ones out there in Rocky Top.
Well, good, yeah. What's Trey?
Yeah. I do know that Trey is a big fan of Kenzie Page. He's a big fan of the TPW boys. And of course, because who wouldn't be, he's a big fan of me.
Listen, if he's good at making people look good, I could use all the help I could get as well.
Yes, you could.
Absolutely.
Well, we've been told just now that you're a big fan of Paul Buchanan. Is that true?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Well, you have a few fans. I know the fans on the dirty side of the game. I mean, you know what I'm saying. But of course, Trey, we have Jackson Black here. Jackson Black, one of the graduates, of course, of the JPWA, and a lot of great talent, Trey, has come out of the Jacob Pritchard's Wrestling Academy, and a lot of those talents you can see wrestle every single weekend, just about here in the Tennessee area.
Yes.
Well, Trey, thank you for joining us tonight on Wrestle Talk Live. And we look forward to hearing from you again sometime soon. A great caller here on Wrestle Talk tonight.
Great photographer, too.
Yes. Trey, now, he's been going to the Tennessee Legacy Wrestling for a couple years now. And probably some of the best action photos, Paul, that I've ever seen.
For us, I know he goes to TPW. I know he goes to KFW. Anywhere he goes, great photographers.
Yes, Jackson Black, you know, we heard from Trey. Trey knows who you are. He's seen some of your work here around the area. And tell us a little bit about your background here. We're going to go to another caller in just a second. But so many great, legendary professional wrestlers, even those who have been trained recently with JPWA, making a name for themselves.
Yes.
We'll get right back to that in just a second. We're going to go to our next caller live here on Wrestle Talk. Good evening, caller, and welcome to Wrestle Talk Live. What's your name?
My name is Richard Ingram.
Richard, good evening, and welcome to Wrestle Talk tonight.
Thank you, thank you. I'm calling actually because I have a question for Jackson Black.
Yes.
Yes, how you doing, man?
All right, I want to see what's been the hardest part about wrestling Johnny Shenanigans.
Okay, so he's talking about this guy. I'm at Tennessee All-Pro. That's where I've been wrestling since December. And I'm in a feud with this big man. His name's Johnny Showtime. And for the last, I think, 4 weeks now, he's pulled some underhanded tactic. He's brought a giant to the ring. I've been misted in the face. I've been beat down with kendo sticks. I finally got some semblance of revenge last night because a man from his past came back and helped me out, and we won.
Yes.
And it was a good match.
Well, speaking of that, it sounds like a few things Paul's done in the
I have never
Yes.
misted anybody in the face.
give me a
I
break.
do manage a giant, though.
Yes. Well, that was a great caller here on Wrestle Talk Live. Jackson Black, a moment ago, we were talking about, of course, getting into the wrestling business. Of course, you have a fan here that has enjoyed seeing some of your matches. So tell us a little bit about how you've gotten into wrestling and how things have been for you.
It's been, I thought it was going to be really bad at first. I just heard some horror, but everybody's been very, very caring and everybody's very positive. At JPWA, I've been in the ring with like a Dylan McQueen, AJ Kazana, and people like that. I love the JPWA. Dr. Tom's taught me a lot, and now I'm starting to do shows and get some matches under my belt, and I had a good time. Tennessee All Pro gave my first matches, and it's been really great, man. The fans are starting to come around to me now.
Yes. Well, speaking of that, we've got another caller on the line here. Good evening, caller, and welcome to Wrestle Talk Live. You are live on TV. What's your name?
Hey, Muga.
Well, good evening, K Muga, one of the TWF stars, and welcome to Wrestle Talk Live tonight.
Thank you.
Well, K Muga, one of the area stars here in East Tennessee, has been wrestling all around the area. Of course, we saw him last time at TWF in Luttrell, Tennessee. K Muga, you know that you had that feud going on with the Tennessee Thugs, and the Tennessee Thugs, of course, kind of overran the TWF for a little while, and you brought your partner in the last time that you were with us, and that was a tough match for you. Also, you stepped in to that other match the last time.
Yes, I did.
That's K Muga. So you're a local wrestler here in East Tennessee, and where are you from? The character K Muga sounds very interesting. So where are you from?
I'm from the Islands of Samoa.
The Islands of Samoa. Well, a lot of great wrestlers have come out of those islands, of course, and K Muga being one of the greats there. And K Muga, we know you have a lot coming up real soon. Got any big matches coming up?
Not really. I'm trying to take it easy, but I just want to talk about that little punk Frankie Lane.
Uh-oh.
His little super partner.
I believe Paul knows him. They're probably associated.
Why are you looking at me?
Yes.
I know of Frankie Lane. He's not part of my organization, but I know of Frankie Lane.
Well, when
He kind of tries to bully people a lot.
yeah, we got the bully breaker here, so he kind of puts a stop to that. Well, you know, Frankie Lane, one of the Tennessee Thugs, one of the one of the loudmouth individuals around the area. But yeah, I don't blame you, K Muga.
Yeah, because the last time they cheated. That's what they did. You
Yes.
know, White Scorpion with his mask, gave me a headbutt and knocked me out.
Well, K Muga, we know that in the future you're going to have another match with him possibly, and you can definitely take care of business. You really might have someone in your corner, and could the bully breaker be someone that could possibly be in your corner?
Well, I got a few surprises since he likes surprises.
Yes.
Next time there's gonna be somebody to come out with me. He's gonna be more like a manager, and Frankie knows him very, very well.
Yes. Well, K Muga, we wish you the best of luck, and thank you for joining us tonight here on Wrestle Talk Live. And we look forward to hearing from you again. A great caller, a great wrestler here in the area, K Muga. Jackson Black, we know that just a couple days ago you were scheduled to wrestle in Luttrell, Tennessee with Tom Coffey. And we have postponed that event due to some weather conditions there in the area. But here around the summertime, we're going to bring more wrestling to the East Tennessee fans. But in the meantime, so many great wrestling shows coming up, including, of course, the Tennessee Legacy Wrestling and then Tennessee All-Pro Wrestling.
Yeah, I'll be wrestling this Saturday, Manchester Highway.
Yes, and it's going to be exciting. It really is. Well, we have another caller here on Wrestle Talk Live. Good evening, caller. You're live on the air. What's your name?
Yes, sir. This is a Hillbilly Big Joe.
Hillbilly Big Joe. How are you doing tonight?
Well, sir, I'm about as fine as frog hair. I mean, been shining this here pretty belt up real good.
He is the ETCW champion, isn't he?
Well, as a matter of fact, this past weekend, tell us about that, Tommy. What happened?
Man, Hillbilly Big Joe went in against Wild Bill, and he took care of business.
Yes.
Absolutely. And to see Hillbilly Big Joe throw that drop kick was the most awesome thing I've ever seen.
Well, the ring was specially reinforced, Paul.
It would have to be. Those are two big boys.
Absolutely.
Yes. Well, I don't know how big you are, Hillbilly Big Joe, but I mentioned a moment ago that ring had to be specially reinforced that night. Now, I mean, there was a lot of mammoth giants in the ring that night.
Oh, yes, sir. I stand about 6'4". I weigh about 440 pounds.
Will you ever let Paul Buchanan be in your corner by chance? I don't know if he's interested. I don't know. Paul Buchanan.
The food bill for him would drive me thankful.
Give me a break. The food bill. Come on.
I already
now.
managed one giant, and whatever the Star Destroyer eats.
Yes.
I don't need to add a 400-pounder to my expense report.
Joe's already had bad enough problems with managers.
Yes. Well, we know that
See, I do have some trust issues with managers. See, when your manager is on camera there, he pulls a glove out of his tights, hands it to your opponent, so your opponent can win the match. Yeah, trust issues is a big deal around here.
Well, I am the most trustworthy person in all of professional wrestling. You can ask my mom. You can ask me. You can ask the people I currently manage. Don't ask the people I formerly managed. They're bitter.
You do have the look, my friend.
I have a lot of looks, and they're all good.
Well, he is the manager of champions. A lot of fans, of course, remember Paul from the Great American Wrestling TV show that aired around here. And a lot of fans that reach out to our page this past week say, I know that guy, Paul Buchanan, and they're going to call in. And
I've been around for a long time.
Yes.
Almost as long as you.
Yes. Well, Hillbilly Big Joe, a lot of great matches for you coming up, of course, on the 2nd. I believe they're going to be at the Springbrook Community Center over there in Maryville, Tennessee. Am I correct?
Yeah.
And then coming up, of course, on the 12th, they're going to be over at Rocky Branch Community Center, ETCW. What a great 2 events that will be, and we look forward to seeing you then. All right, we have another
rest
call.
for the weary, man. He's
Yes.
going to be taking on Wild Bill again.
Yes. Well, fans, we have another caller live on the air here on Wrestle Talk tonight. Good evening, caller. Welcome to Wrestle Talk. We have a call on hold here. We're going to be joined by that caller in just a moment. Guys, great callers tonight so far here on the air. And I believe that we're going to have another caller here in just a moment. And we do have that caller on the line now. Good evening, caller. Can you believe all the madness going on tonight with Mr. Paul Buchanan?
Who really cares about what's going on? Joel Lawson. You know what's going on.
Is this the Scorpion?
That's the Scorpion from ETCW, the top independent wrestling in the area.
Well, Scorpion, we know that you had a lot of plans up your sleeve, such as Paul Buchanan does very often when he's a manager. You were sitting right out there at ringside next to me, and I didn't know what was going on in your mind, but you had a lot to say the other night.
Well, you can't figure out what's in my mind because I'm so far above you that you would never be able to contemplate what's going on. Let me tell you what, I came to ETCW, took 2 mid-card wrestlers, Hillbilly Big Joe and the Lumberjack Josh White, and led them to the Tag Team Championship twice. I took Hillbilly Big Joe, and then I led him to the Heavyweight Championship. And now things is going on that I don't understand.
Well, Paul Buchanan sitting next to me, he's managed a lot of champions in his day, and you have too. You have managed a lot of champions. Where do they go, Paul Buchanan?
Where do who go?
Once you make them a champion, because you guys claim you make them the champion, right?
I'm sure the Scorpion and I share a lot of things in common, and mainly when they stop producing money, they gotta go. When they stop winning, they gotta go.
That could be true. That could be true for you too, Scorpion.
Well, I'm not worried about the money part. I'm a very wealthy person. I've made my money in the ring several years ago, wrestling the likes of Ric Flair, Macho Man Randy Savage, Andre the Giant, Ron Fuller, and everybody around the Southeast. I made plenty of money, so that's not a problem. My problem is when you got some of these guys that you lead to the top, and then they get their pride above what needs to go on, and they want to think that they can do it on their own.
Well, that certainly does happen, and Paul Buchanan, you've seen this several times.
It happens. These wrestlers don't understand how important men like myself and the Scorpion are. They would be nowhere without a great mind behind them. The Scorpion has years of experience in the business. I have a great deal of money that I put into the latest training. It happens because these wrestlers think they know better, but they don't. Anyone who thinks they know better than the Scorpion doesn't know what they're talking about.
And Jackson Black, you know, we know that you're considering possibly at some point maybe having a manager, possibly a valet in your corner. What are your expectations as far as a manager is concerned? And this guy could be looking right now.
You know, just being
he's got his checkbook right
Be in
here.
the right place at the right time.
Yes.
That's the big one. And get them to put the respect on my name that is needed.
Yes.
And that's pretty much all we need. And, oh, wait. The money. We're forgetting about the money.
Yes.
It's all
Money's
about,
very important.
yeah, money's top, and then, money and respect. But I'll take the money.
Yes. Well, Scorpion, you know, you heard his expectations, of course, for a manager, and who knows? You know, who knows who you will be managing next in ETCW?
That's the truth. I'm leaving all options on the table, and I'm looking all across the country. Right now, I'm with ETCW, which you know, and I'm still looking for some people there, and there is a lot of good wrestlers there in ETCW, probably the best in this area. And I'll tell you what, Roger Rex, the owner of ETCW, has put together a stable of wrestlers there, bar none. But like Brother Paul Buchanan said there, they're going to have to learn to listen to the old heads that's been there a long time before they were.
Or the old heads could learn to maybe pull their heads down out of the clouds just a little bit.
I don't know. I live by the mentality of closed mouth, open ears.
Yeah.
But
It's best when they don't talk, because I don't have to deal with them.
I'll just take the paychecks. I won't talk.
I believe I like this Paul Buchanan dude. I tell you what, me and him might could just get together and
Never know.
and discuss some stuff. Well, Joel Lawson, I'm not going to tie you up no longer because my time is important. And I know when you sat beside me the other night, it was your pleasure, not mine.
Absolutely, always. And he mentioned that earlier. Of course, it was.
He's been around in the span of a few days, two of the greatest minds in all of professional wrestling. The stories this man could tell.
That's right. You have a good night, and I hope to see you back at ETCW. All I can say to you is don't get too close because you might get stung.
Uh-oh. Well, I'm going to be careful about that. Thank you for joining us tonight, Scorpion. And guys, speaking of wrestling action, we're going to go to a tape now of a great match that took place in Knoxville just a couple of years ago between the Baronis brothers, of course known now as the Tate Twins, taking on Street Dreams. And we'll be in the background during this video doing some commentating, and you guys jump in and discuss your favorite moments of the match. But fans, we're going to go to that tape right now. Our producer Justin is going to take us to it. We're on that tape now. Of course, this event took place at Jubilee Banquet Facility in Knoxville, Tennessee. Paul Buchanan, a couple of great tag teams here, and the likes of Street Dreams and the Tate Twins.
Well, Street Dreams has been around for a long time. I'm very familiar with J-Mac and Mr. Streets. And of course, I guess they were the Baronis brothers here, the Tate Twins, or if you were watching the Crockett Cup, what was it, the Bad News Boys?
Bad News Boys.
You know, this is early on in their career, I believe, so this should be an interesting look, just to see how much they've improved since they started.
They look like they ate themselves, like, now.
They're very young at this point. What year was this?
Well, guys, this was back in, I believe, 2014, so it's been about 6 years ago when this event took place. Of course, this referee looks very familiar. This is Leroy Luche from ETCW.
Another fellow manager.
Now, Paul, how in the world does one go from being a referee to a crooked manager? I mean, a manager in wrestling.
Well, I can't speak to Mr. Luche. I was never a referee. I have refereed some matches, not by choice. But I started as a ring announcer, and then eventually I realized that the money was in cheating, managing the professional wrestlers. And I began to slowly build my empire, and 20 years later, here I am.
Well, Jackson Black, you're going to, of course, be very familiar with some of the moves and things that's going to be taking place in this match. It looks like that there's a great crowd in Knoxville here. This was Wrestling Superstars. This is actually part of the Joel Lawson promotions, and we had a big event there at Jubilee. And what a match this is going to be, Jackson. They're locking up here.
That's going to be a great match. I love these boys.
So in the blonde hair and black pants, of course, we have J-Mac. And then I'm not sure which twin that is. Back, now their hair looks different.
Yes,
it's one of the Tate twins.
And they've put on probably 25, 30, 40 pounds of muscle since then too.
Well, we're going to go to a caller as we have this match playing. No, we actually have lost that caller, so we're going to have possibly another caller here. Man alive, these guys are moving around quick,
Ooh.
Jackson.
Yes, they are, sir. There's a hot tag. Ooh. And they cleared the ring.
I saw J-Mac a couple times recently, and he can go.
Absolutely. J-Mac and Sean Streets, longtime tag team partners, former tag team champions here in the area. And we have a caller live on the air. Good evening, caller, and welcome to Wrestle Talk Live. What's your name?
Y'all, this is a hillbilly again. Y'all gonna get tired of hearing about me.
Absolutely not. Thank you for calling in. Of course, we had the Scorpion call in just a moment ago.
I figured he needs to go take his meds.
Absolutely. We have this great match on the air right now. Of course, the Tate Twins, at the time the Baronis brothers, taking on J-Mac and Sean Streets of Street Dreams.
J-Mac's a pretty good old boy. I don't know his partner in that.
Oh my, what a move that was. And
this is prime Street Dreams when they were they TXW Tag Team Champions at this point?
I believe they were. They had the gold with them that night. Of course, the titles were not on the line. But yes, they definitely a prime time in their career. But what a great tag team. Even now, a great tag team.
Is Leroy still wearing the dress?
I believe that his protege lost the match this past weekend, and he continues to have to wear the dress. Am I right, Wild Bill? All right, I believe we've lost our caller here. We're going to continue with this match. Jackson Black, Sean Streets, of course, a former football player at the University of Tennessee, a great athlete, great professional wrestler, trained by the likes of the great Sigmund, the wrestling extraordinaire, and looks like a great double team.
One half of the Heat Seekers
Effort here.
Those boys were just at JPWA last week.
Yes. The Heat Seekers, of course,
They
one
beat
of the
up all
top
my
tag
friends.
teams.
They beat up all my friends.
Yes.
Something tells me that when you were younger, you had friends that got beat up a lot. So
You know
should
what?
be used to it.
They did, I didn't.
Ah,
But I wasn't out to protect anybody.
With no money in it.
There's no money in it.
J-Mac gets them both back in the ring. Man alive. Well, what a contest this is, of
now
course.
which twin is that one?
That's the nope, no idea.
It starts with a B.
It's the second one.
It's the one that starts with a B.
Brent and Brent. Well, yeah, that could be any one of them there. And, of course, the one that starts with a B working on the midsection there of J-Mac. And, of course,
Twist.
yes. And a tag made to his tag team
Oh,
partner.
that's gonna hurt your arm, buddy.
Oh,
Ooh.
my. And
That's why I don't wrestle.
this referee, of course, seems to be in the middle of chaos in this match. here.
Well, I mean, with Leroy,
It's legal tags.
you never know. He was probably scheming back then, too.
Well, one of the Baronis brothers there, really so much energy left in both of these guys in this contest. But J-Mac and Sean Streets, of course, have a lot to bring to the table every time that they're in a match. And they were tag team champions for a long time. Here we go. Oh,
There it
my.
is.
Of course, the Tate twins, former Ring of Honor 6-man tag team champions.
They were Dalton Castle's boys.
Yes, they were.
They've recently, of course, have appeared on some WWE television, and we wish them the best of luck. They're doing great things in their career, and this is, of course, their early days. This is what got them, Paul, from where they were to where they are now, just being a great tag team.
And they clearly, from the beginning, were not afraid of competition because Street Dreams, philosophically opposed to them as I can be sometimes, are a good tag team. And at this point, we're probably in their prime.
Absolutely. Well, man alive, J-Mac coming back with fury here in this contest, and he definitely needs to make that tag soon,
Getting shut
Jackson.
down.
Yeah, he does need to make that tag to Streets.
Woo! Back elbow.
And that was quite a back elbow.
This is a hard-hitting match. Probably going to have to go home and ice myself down after watching this one.
His arm's not going to be the same.
Sean Streets is, man, he's full of gasoline, and he's ready to get in the ring there. And, of course, the Brent Tate character there. I believe that's Brent Tate, I've been told, in the corner. And I didn't see a tag there, Paul Buchanan.
My monitor went out.
Yeah,
I
I'm pretty
didn't-
sure he tagged in.
Were you in their corner? I don't see you out there nowhere. I don't know if you
I
had anything to do with that
never
or
worked
not.
for you as a wrestler. I was doing other things at this point. But
That sounds like something you'd pull off right
I always
there.
had my eyes on the Baronis Tate twin boys, whatever. And I've philosophically, I've had a couple of business lunches with Street
Some
Dreams
sort
over
of
the years.
consulting fees.
Well, fans, if you're just now joining us, this is Wrestle Talk Live on Knoxville Community Media Television, and we are watching a great match between the Baronis brothers, now the Tate twins, taking on J-Mac and Sean Streets of Street Dreams. This film is from 2014 at Jubilee Banquet Facility in Knoxville as a part of Wrestling Superstars.
Basement dropkick.
And we have a pinfall here. Sean Streets comes in.
Well, that's what you got to do in tag team wrestling.
Ooh, I can't see what he's doing.
That's a nerve hold.
Yeah, he's just
I believe somebody's put Paul Buchanan in that whole couple. He got out of it.
They don't put their hands on me. They know better. I've got lawyers lined up around the door looking to represent me, and lawsuits against some of these boys.
I'm kind of wondering if this is one of those referees that should have yellow and black stripes instead of.
Well, Leroy, at this point in his career, I don't know what he was like, but he has developed into a very savvy businessman.
Here we go.
And a
Irish whip.
very good dresser.
Man alive, some great wrestling moves here. And
Curb stomp to the back of the head.
you know, Jackson, these guys were trained old school in an old school way, just as you were with Tom Pritchard and all the folks that you have worked with as far as your training is concerned. And there's nothing like an old school, a little bit of high flying, but old school wrestling match.
I love chain wrestling. I love it.
This is pure tag team wrestling, especially in the East Tennessee area. Two of the best teams to wrestle in the East Tennessee area, especially in the earlier part of last decade.
It looks like
He's going up to the top.
the Baronis brothers continuing this double tag team. I don't see, or I mean, the referee's counting, but
Oh, moonsault, nobody's home.
things not looking good, of course, for one of the Baronis brothers at this point in time. And
He's fired up over there. He needs in.
Baronis brother A and Baronis brother B.
yes, well, the fans are on fire there in the old Jubilee.
Why are they on fire?
I know, right? They're excited about what they're seeing
Oh,
here.
they're excited.
Hopefully,
He's
Sean
going to the wrong corner,
Streets
so
will.
his dreams are about to get doused.
Hopefully, Sean Streets will enter the ring momentarily, and a tag is
Hot tag,
made
here it
Hot
comes.
tag, yeah.
to Sean Streets.
Woo!
That
And
poor
I
guy's
believe
head's
that
gonna
we-
be in the front row.
All right, this match is looking great. What's going to happen here? Things could be ending for the Baronis brothers or the Street Dreams. Who knows?
I don't know.
Baronis brother on the top rope there. Sean Streets and J-Mac. It's going to happen here. Things not looking good.
Oh.
Oh, they turned it around,
buddy.
Jackson. Woo!
At that point, that was a rookie mistake on their behalf, and there is,
Was that it?
yes, I
That was
believe currently two.
Yes.
Was that two?
That was a 3 count.
Ah,
I think, pretty
I'm-
sure.
yeah.
And the winners, of course,
Yep.
Street Dreams, J-Mac, and Sean Streets.
I believe the Baronis brothers are the current Imperial Tag Team Champions.
Special thank you, of course, to Piers there for that special video footage for Wrestle Talk. Guys, what a great match that was.
That was a great match.
A good look at the Tate twins, the Bad News Boys, the Baronis brothers in their early career. A great look at a tag team in their prime in 2014 in Street Dreams. You can see how far both have evolved. You know, J-Mac currently singles wrestling in ETCW. The Tate twins currently the Imperial Pro Wrestling Tag Team Champions. They participated in the NWA Crockett Cup just this past weekend. I don't think they won their first round match. They were the 16th
they got
seed.
taken out in the first round.
Yeah, but nonetheless, that is an impressive achievement. It's been impressive to see them from where they were to where they are now. So yes.
Absolutely. Well, fans, what a great tape that was. Give us a call live. We had some great callers so far, by the way. 865-215-4337. Of course, we're joined by Jackson Black, one of the top stars here in Tennessee. Paul Buchanan from Tennessee Legacy Wrestling, the manager of champions, great wrestling promoter, TV personality. And then, of course, the Bully Breaker is here tonight. Guys, on this day in wrestling history, March 23rd, 1984, Ric Flair defeated Harley Race to win the NWA heavyweight title in Singapore.
Oh yes,
The Nature Boy.
No collective woo?
woo.
Woo!
There we go.
Absolutely. And 1997 takes us, of course, to the Rosemont Horizon in suburban Chicago, which is now the Allstate Arena. WrestleMania took place there, and this event was big. It was a big one, of course. We saw guys like Rockabilly, Billy Gunn back in that day. The Godwins, we talked about them, of course, last week. The Headbangers, Rocky Maivia, known now, of course, as The Rock, and so many
That
others.
was his first WrestleMania.
It was his first WrestleMania there at the Rosemont Horizon.
Come a long way since then, huh?
Yes, he has.
And, of course, Mankind and Vader wrestled that night. Last week we talked about the very popular ear incident that took place against Vader. You know, when Vader wrestled Cactus Jack
In Germany.
in Munich, Germany, and
I wasn't there.
yes. Well, I'm a little bit squeamish, so I don't know if I would have been able to handle that particular match that well.
If I'm not mistaken, there's video out there of the ear flying off. So that's
Wow.
Yeah.
That's definitely something you won't see on Wrestle Talk because of our G rating, but there's a lot available, of course, on all the great networks and everything else. So, also that night, Bret the Hitman Hart defeated Stone Cold Steve Austin in a submission match, which was officiated by special guest referee Kim Shamrock.
And now he's coming back to do another WrestleMania after like 19 years.
That match made Stone Cold.
Absolutely. In 2004, WWE SmackDown tapings were held in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Kurt Angle is declared the new general manager of WWE there.
Love Kurt. Love Kurt.
Manager. He was a commissioner.
Yeah.
Manager should only apply to certain people.
Yes.
You've earned it. We
We know that you've been in the position of a general manager a time or...
I was the former commissioner of Tennessee Legacy Wrestling, and then they decided that hand someone a weapon, and all of a sudden you're not fit to lead.
Well, things can happen. Depends on who you...
Now
you
they've
know,
got that Gorilla Monsoon looking homunculus.
Homunculus.
James J. Hall is the commissioner, and he's just ruining everybody's life.
Absolutely. 2014 brings us to Rev Pro Wrestling Relief in Portsmouth, England. Curtis Chapman and the Flatliner were victorious over Lord Gideon Gray and Rishi Ghosh in the main event. What a great card that was. Also on that night, undercard, Marty Scurll defeated
Love
Jake.
Marty.
Yes, what a great wrestler, Jackson.
The
You look a lot
villain.
like him.
Huh?
You look a lot like Marty.
I get
Scurll.
I get Adam Cole's, I get bunch of them. It's just because of this. With the,
And the man bun.
Speaking of him, where's he at now?
who?
Marty Scurll.
He's doing shows overseas right
Okay.
now.
A lot of great memories on this day in pro wrestling. Something a little bit more recently, of course, before the pandemic, Nick Aldis retained the NWA World Heavyweight title against Lance and Noah. And that, of course, that was at the House of Hardcore in Long
That's
Island.
Tommy Dreamer's show.
Yes, and Nick Aldis has been around this area for a while. Even defeated his title up in the Crossville, Jamestown area not too long ago. So.
That title is now held by Matt Cardona.
Yes, another great star, and we really hope at some point in time to really let the fans know about a lot of these events going on. Fans have no excuse really not to go to wrestling here in their local area. So many great events, and you can see the guys that we've mentioned and more. A lot of great things online and everywhere else. Special happy birthday, notable wrestling birthdays today, guys. Of course, mention first Travis Tomko, 1976, a great wrestling legend. Kevin Northcutt, 1973, a great wrestler in the late 80s and early 90s. And then Villano Eel, 1952.
I think that's Viano 3.
Viano 3, I'm sorry. Thank you. 1952, Paul, that was a long time ago.
Yes, that was I don't remember any of it, but that was a long time ago.
Well, a special happy birthday to those folks. These folks, of course, still living, believe it or not,
Well,
from
there you go. More
from
power
back
to 'em.
then. And fans, we want to hear from you. Give us a call live, 865-215-4337, Wrestle Talk Live. You can speak with me, the Bully Breaker, Paul Buchanan, or Jackson Black. And guys, a lot of great wrestling events coming up here real soon in the area. Speaking of Tennessee All-Pro Wrestling, Jackson, you were telling me a little bit earlier about their big event coming up real soon.
We have Saturday. We have one coming up. We just had Larry D last week. He lost the title to one of our wrestlers named LBK. It was a hardcore banger of a match. I mean, he was bruised up by the time I saw him come back to the curtains.
Yes. Well, they got another big event coming up, of course, real soon.
Yeah, this Saturday we have an event.
And that will take place this Saturday, the 26th, at the Victory Center in Morrison, Tennessee. Bell time's going to be at 7:30 p.m.
7:30.
And if I'm not mistaken, you're going to be on that card that
I will
night.
be on that card.
Yes.
I just had a tag team match with this man named Johnny Showtime, and against him, and I finally got a victory. I mean, I didn't win, but I won. So hopefully this week I can get the W on the big man.
Absolutely. Looks like another great card of action coming up. Of course, you have the best of the best, Gregory McDaniel. And I could see you in this guy's corner, Paul. I mean, I really could.
Yeah, I could see you in his
I
corner
could be
too.
in anyone's corner.
Certified heel.
Anybody who wants to win needs to have me in their corner. I have an established track record with some of the best talents in this area. One we'll be seeing a little later. Managed him, Edward Idle.
Yes.
Not in the tag match, though.
Yeah.
But, I've been around a long time.
One of the great managers here, and you never know where...
There's not one of the.
Well... Well, if you're unbiased, he's one of the greats. He is the great. But fans, if you want to talk to this character, I mean, Paul Buchanan, call in here, Wrestle Talk Live, 865-215-4337. Don't miss out on that big card of wrestling action. Tennessee All Pro Wrestling, Morrison, Tennessee, at the Victory Center, Saturday night at 7:30. Also coming up Saturday night, if you're on the other side, of course, of there in Middle Tennessee, the Dickson County Fairgrounds will feature Tennessee Championship Wrestling, and that's going to take place, of course, starting at 7:30 p.m. Central Time, along with that other card that we mentioned earlier, all in Central Time. You'll see, of course, that night, the Tag Team Championship will be defended as the Southern Strong Style Honcho Hensley and Marco Harris will defend their titles against Dangerous Devin Dixon and the new beginning Jason Genesis. And Devin Dixon, longtime wrestling partner, Paul, of Silas Mason.
Mason Dixon line.
Yes. I believe Mr. Mason is injured, is he not?
Yeah, he is.
Well, we have a caller here on the line, Wrestle Talk Live. Good evening, caller. What's your name?
It's came over again. I know you're getting sick and tired. You know what I mean? But it's like this. I heard you talk about all these great managers. Now, I've been doing this for 31 years come June. And I held every title possible. I need me a good manager. I don't worry about the money. Give the manager the money. But I need somebody in my corner that has my back.
Well, Paul Buchanan definitely has the back of his competitors, but sometimes he has someone else.
I have the back of whoever I need to have the back of. But I thought he said earlier he had someone in his corner coming up.
Well, no, it's just a little surprise for that big-nosed white scorpion, Frankie Lane, if they show up. But I need a guy that's going to back me when I go single. You know, I want to make it to the top, and I just like to beat people up.
Well, you certainly are the size to do that, K. Muga. And again, we wish you the very best, and we wish that you, and we hope, of course, that you find a great manager. Maybe the Bully Breaker could be a great manager. I don't know. He's a pretty stout
We got to shave. We got
fella
to get him
here.
dressed and shave him up, and we'll see.
Yeah, I feel a little underdressed here today anyway with these guys.
Well, I mean, with me, it's naturally going to happen.
Paul, just think about it. Maybe we can sit down and talk. And
I'll keep you in mind.
do something.
Well,
I appreciate it.
Thank you for calling in tonight, guys. A great caller there joining us once again, K. Muga. Continuing here, great wrestling action coming up. Of course, we mentioned a moment ago, Saturday night, Tennessee Championship Wrestling at the Dickson County Fairgrounds in Dickson, Tennessee.
I believe that is
I got some friends on that card.
JPWA graduation
That
ceremony.
absolutely is. And tell us about that a little bit, Paul.
I don't know anything about it other than it's happening.
I was there for it was like almost a year ago. We had a battle royal. We had 2 matches go on too. It's good. All the boys were nice. Everybody, like I said, I haven't encountered a bad person yet. I mean, I expect them to be out there, but I haven't found one yet.
And
you got a couple friends on that show, though.
You've been in that position. You went to JPWA, graduated.
Nerves.
Yes.
I mean, I still get them every time I want to throw up, but.
And there's going to be matches and ceremonies that night. So the fans, you'll be able to see matches from these JPWA graduates.
That used to be USA.
Yeah, USA.
I miss Bert.
Yes.
Another great manager.
Yes.
You know, he there's a clip on YouTube of him beating up an announcer.
Really?
Yeah, Michael.
No,
St.
don't get any
John.
ideas, from that clip.
I would have beaten you up a long time ago. I've known you too long.
Yes.
I think my friend Michelle is on that card. She's wrestling, I do believe, on the Tennessee Championship.
Ladies match that night. Michelle Green, the
Yes.
great Michelle Green, will be taking on the wonderful Brittany Garcia. So many others. Jake Lawless, Flawless, taking on
champion.
Cobra Singh and much more
Cobra
coming up.
Sings, he's a JPWA guy too.
Yes, and great wrestling card coming up tomorrow night, March the 24th in Grimsley, Tennessee at the 127 Performing Arts Center, Galaxy Pro Wrestling. Looks like they got a great card featuring Dylan McQueen.
But you already knew that.
Dylan McQueen and his partner, Kenzie Page, Petty and Pink.
That describes them well.
Yes. And they've kind of taken over in their own minds this Galaxy Pro Wrestling promotion. Here, of course, as of recent, they had the Nightmare Factory come in to the scene. And things have just been crazy up there. But all that's going down, 127 Performing Arts Center tomorrow night at 7:30 p.m. Central Time. See a great card of wrestling action. Coming up real soon, RWA returns to the Alamo Community Center on Saturday night, the 9th of April. And this is when the smoke clears. What a great card that's going to be. Looks like Dallas Troy, of course, Chris Hensley, and Juicy Jimmy, many others, Donovan Daniels, a lot of great stars on that card, Paul.
There's some great talent on that card, and Donovan Daniels. I kid. I love Donovan. I managed him once too.
Well, fans, we're going to take you to another videotape here. Of course, mentioned a moment ago, the manager of Edward Idol at one point, the great Paul Buchanan.
He didn't learn to keep his mouth shut, so he got moved to the side.
Well, he took on Trooper T one great afternoon in Knoxville, Tennessee. We're going to take you to that tape. Right now, our great producer, Justin, is going to take you to that, and we're going to stay here with you. Give us a call live as we watch this contest.
Man, I'm telling you, this indie wrestling scene right now is
huge.
probably better than I've ever known of it being in my 40 years of watching wrestling.
You're not wrong.
The Jubilee Banquet Hall once again.
Who's that young man in that tuxedo looking all sharp?
Well, I'd say it was you, but you said young.
Yes. Trooper T making his way to the ring. Trooper T, great response from the fans there in Knoxville that afternoon. Looks like a great crowd. There's Miss Cindy walking by. A lot of, Paul, I know that you have your shows there and Lake City, Rocky Top, but there's a lot of fans that are just loyal, familiar faces that will attend just about every event that you have.
They will attend, and we encourage them to attend every wrestling event possible. Wrestling in this area, I've been around it since the late '90s, and I've seen a lot of faces that are still around, a lot of faces coming and going. So, but there you see Trooper T. Also believe he was in TXW at this point, but he's in there again. And there's Jack Blaylock in the ring. Bless his heart. Rest in peace, my friend. He was a loyal fan of Tennessee Legacy Wrestling. He's taking on the PhD, Edward Idol.
Look at him, total heel move right there.
Well, he learned everything he learned from me. I don't think that's ever been in doubt. I led that man to tag team champion. It's been so long ago. No, he won the tag team titles after he abandoned me. I'm sorry, after I kicked him, after I fired him.
It happens.
A lot of managers have abandonment issues sometimes, right?
I don't have any abandonment issues, but Edward Idol is certainly was one of the bright stars of the era. Somewhat of an inspirational story. I believe he had some cancer issues going back to his childhood, but this is an interesting matchup. Edward Idol, not the biggest wrestler. Trooper T,
he's pretty built.
Military man. Edward Idol, certainly one of the I don't believe he's around anymore, or wrestles anymore. I mean, he's still alive. And then you have one of the great referees in Jack Blaylock in the ring.
These indie guys all have so much heart, seems like.
Edward Idle had a lot of heart. He went into a training class. I believe he was trained by Robbie Race, another man I used to manage. Led him to the SWA Heavyweight Championship.
Been around, my friend.
I have. But Edward Idle went to the training. Robbie Race, of course, was trained by Mr. Fuji back in the day. And Edward Idle was, I believe, the only one who survived.
Well,
those old school training facilities were pretty tough out here.
Fuji was a tough one. He was a master of it. He rode him hard in the training. It was definitely if you survived Fuji, and by extension Robbie, you survived.
I've heard stories of Killer Kowalski and the Heart Dungeon. Those are...
Idle here had, at this point, I believe he was Dr. Edward Idle.
Is there anything to back up that claim?
He legitimately has a PhD.
Oh, stand corrected.
Trooper T, I'm a little less familiar with. I know him, I know of him, I know he was a big star in TXW. I believe he wrestled for SAW. But he, a legitimate military career, transitioned into professional wrestling, has won a lot of championships in the area. But Idle is very well trained. And had he listened to me, he would have gone a lot further in this business. But instead, I think he's slinging coffee or something now. I don't know. That's what happens when you don't listen to me. You end up selling coffee.
You're selling me.
See, being a student of wrestling, I'm learning a lot here today. It's like I've went to school.
Well, I am an educator. Not really, but Trooper T certainly has the fundamentals down. I know Idle does as well. Idle, former SWA Tag Team Champion. I believe he was a regular up at the Fleetorium. He wrestled all... this is not a good move. Yeah, that's not smart. You only need one leg to break it.
It's lucky he got let go like that.
Well, he's taking his time here. It's a smart move. He's got to think.
Oh, that kid. Time to get back in the ring.
Oh, brilliant move. Suckered him in. He was playing possum.
It's a 2 count off of it.
Idle was a very smart wrestler. That was his strength. He was quicker than most, but he wasn't the quickest. But he was one of the smartest.
Paul, legendary referee, the late great Hollywood Jack.
Correct, Hollywood Jack. We had a benefit for him when he passed. This past, I believe it was April. Raised some money for his family, and actually, his family runs the concession stand at Tennessee Legacy Wrestling. But he was a dedicated fan. He showed up every time. He loved to be around wrestling. He used to He used to referee. I remember for another legend that passed, Mr. Rayner, back in the SECW days.
Seems like we've lost all the great ones here recently.
Wrestling is a true fraternity. It's a true family of people together, and when you lose one, the whole group hurts.
Now there are some of these people I do not want to be related to. I've got there are a lot of people in the TLW locker room that I don't want to be. Eli Green, don't want him. Deke Rivers I'd take any day. He's still wrestling.
Yes. Trooper T looks like he's given. What's going to happen? 1, 2, and close 3 count there. That could have been it for Trooper T. That Edward Idle.
Jack was always a little slow with the count.
Edward Idle billed as the only college graduate and
PhD candidate. Some of us have our college degree, Mr. Lawson. And Jack is always this Jack costing Edward Idle is
telling him how to count.
Right. It's a 3.
Edward Idle, given his
Just Just showing him how to count.
Oh no, here we Trooper
roll
T
up.
takes him over 1, 2,
Oh,
and
2 count.
that could have been it and a big clothesline takes Trooper T back down to the ring floor there at Jubilee Banquet Facility. And Edward Idle on top of the world. He's getting...
Pointing to his head because
Yes.
he knows he's smarter than everybody else in that room.
He used to wear his graduation robe and crown out to the ring. Remember that, Paul?
I do. Well, I do. I didn't manage him when he was doing that. He didn't have his PhD when I managed him. But yes, I do remember that. It was, if you got it, show it off.
Correct.
Of course,
Seems like,
yes.
seems like somebody in today's scene may be taking that again with the whole master's degree on TV.
And here we go, Edward Idle with that roll up 1, 2, and
The light kick out.
Lenny Poffo used to do it.
we're joined here by Dave Jones. Of course, Dave Jones, you filmed this event this afternoon in Knoxville, and you were a part of that great show there at Jubilee. And
I was, yeah.
we appreciate that.
I
Oh,
remember
Trooper T
that.
takes him over here. This could be it, Dave.
No.
Close, but no cigar, in the words of Gorilla Monsoon.
There. I guess that's what you learn when you get a PhD.
Yeah.
It's exactly what you learn. I don't know what it was in. Maybe it was in wrestling. I don't know.
If you have tuned in on your television, this is Wrestle Talk Live on Knoxville Community Media Television. We're here downtown Knoxville in the big Bill Needham Memorial Studio. Of course, you see a great match that took place just a few years ago at Jubilee Banquet Facility. And Edward Idle one-on-one against the great Trooper T. And, of course, we're being joined by Jackson Black, a professional wrestler, Paul Buchanan, great wrestling manager of champions from Tennessee Legacy Wrestling, the Bully Breaker, and Dave Jones. And I'm Joel Lawson. And Hollywood Jack is in this contest. He's really on top of the action.
Well,
and a good referee is always.
He's not that on top of the action because
That's
Trooper
what you
T is
always
clearly
say, I think.
submitting.
Now, Trooper T's foot is on the rope here. Referee's counting. And I'm sure you say that about a lot of referees. They're cheaters or whatever.
They just don't know how to count. I don't know where people keep finding it. Now, Jack was a little slow on the count. He could get to 3. It just took him a while. Matt McMurray, he's probably trained by Matt McMurray.
Well, Matt McMurray, he took a few seconds to count to 3, but he was a referee that was by the book.
He caused a riot at the Coliseum because he disqualified Ron Fuller. I used to tell him that all the time. And if he cheats Edward Idle, there may be a right here. Edward Idle was a beloved wrestler.
Yes.
All the women loved him.
What's this from Trooper T? My goodness, this could be a 1, 2, and a 2 count. So many close pinfalls in this match, Jackson.
I like that move. I've used that twisting up and over with the sunset. Yeah, that's beautiful.
Oh, Edward Idle takes Trooper T down there, and
he can't make the cover. He should make the cover.
He's showing off.
See, he didn't do that one, did he?
Edward Idle, PhD, now retired from professional wrestling. We give him a special Hall of Fame award back in 2017 in Knoxville.
Ooh, insecurity to the back of the head.
That's unnecessary. You don't want to hurt that precious brain that got that man a PhD. Oh, Trooper T with a
pop-up Rana? Okay, and a drop kick?
And this could be it. We've seen this so many times throughout this match in a 2 count. Still, what an exciting match. The fans there in Knoxville on the edge of their seats. Edward Idle is coming alive here. Oh my.
Oh.
That's not legal.
Oh, and a stunner.
This could take Edward Idle out. Let's see. 1, 2, and 3. Trooper T, your winner from Knoxville, Tennessee, 2014. A great match between Trooper T and Edward Idle, PhD. What a great video that was, Paul.
Well, it's always good to see Edward Idle in action. He was a tremendous professional wrestler. If he listened to me, he could have gone a lot further in the business. But he had a great career as it was. Trooper T, I don't know if he's wrestling anymore, but he was also a fantastic professional wrestler. See him there getting out of the ring.
I see a little Alex in the ringside area there, Dave Jones.
We're hanging out with Tina and Allie over there.
Well, what a great match that was, fans. Trooper T and Edward Idle, PhD.
Some good athleticism in that match.
Absolutely.
There was.
We hope to bring more events fans to, of course, that's an older, that's not taking place, an older card there. But welcome back to the studio. Joining us now,
where did he come from?
the ever-popular Dave Jones.
I was at home watching TV, and now I'm here. All right, cool.
Dave, it was
You didn't ghost in on us, did you?
Oh, man, you know me.
it was great to see little Alex there. And
Yeah. He's not so little anymore, John.
So Alex, the son of the ever-popular Dave Jones, and he was on Wrestle Talk here not too long ago.
He was. He enjoyed that, by the way.
Or continuing to discuss local events coming up, be sure to give us a call, 865-215-4337, Wrestle Talk Live. Talk with me, Paul Buchanan, the manager champions, Jackson Black, the Bully Breaker, and now, of course, Dave Jones. Guys,
where's that Scorpion when you need him?
Well, he called in just a few moments ago, Dave. And
I heard that on my way over there, and just like, man, I should have been here. I would have told him a thing or two.
had a few words, of course, for you and the Scorpion.
He's gonna call back in now.
Yes.
Yeah, it's well, I just gotta ask him, why he. I can't remember if you were there or not, but anyway, he just blatantly handed the enforcer a glove when it was a glove on the pole match, and the referee didn't notice. And anyway, that's how he won the match.
So gloves were legal.
Yeah, well, yeah, if you climbed up the pole and got it, but
Well, you don't know. He could have gotten up there. Scorpion's an agile man.
Hell yeah, sure.
Well, it took a little while for him to get there, but he would have.
It would have. But, well, he just kind of cut out the middleman. But anyway, he wants the hillbilly Big Joe to apologize for doubting him, I guess. I can't even imagine what he would be apologizing for.
Well, we have a caller live here on the air. Good evening, caller. Welcome to Wrestle Talk Live. What's your name?
It's Roger Rex. How you doing,
Roger Rex
Joe?
of ETCW. Good evening, sir. Welcome to Wrestle Talk tonight.
How are y'all doing tonight?
Doing great. Thank you
Fantastic.
Doing great.
There you, Roger.
Hey, Dave. Hey, Paul. How y'all doing tonight?
Doing good.
Good.
Well, Roger,
Yeah.
a big show this past Saturday night, Rocky Branch Community Center. I enjoyed myself. We had a great time out there.
Yes, sir. We did. We had a good crowd, good show, and we appreciate you coming out there, spending the evening with us.
Well, speaking of ETCW, you got the ETCW T-shirt on here, and
I've seen that. That looks good. I like that.
Thank you so much. Another big card coming up there at the Rocky Branch on the 12th of April, if I'm not mistaken.
The 16th, Roger?
The 16th?
Yeah, 16th of April back out there. We'll be April 2nd. We'll be at Springbrook Gym there in Alcoa.
In the Rocky Branch Community Center, it was a small building, but the fans were packed in there like a can of sardines, and it was a great night. Fans just excited about all the wrestling action. And, of course, we saw the Enforcer get in the ring, and you are good friends with the Enforcer. I'm surprised Paul ain't been in the corner because, the Enforcer's little thing that he says is, win if you can, lose if you must, but always cheat. Am I right with that, Paul Buchanan?
That's correct.
It's not cheating. It's something else. It's strategizing.
It's only cheating if you get caught.
Boom.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, what's your opinion on that thing, the Scorpion there with the glove and handing the Enforcer the glove there? I mean, I know what I saw on video and what I saw live.
That's business, I guess, between the Enforcer and the Scorpion, but they it worked out that night for him. But this past week, there wasn't nothing that the Enforcer could do because he ended up getting stripped of the title.
Well, that's true too. Hillbilly Big Joe got it back, and now I think the Scorpion probably should apologize the other way, going to Hillbilly Big Joe. Well, I mean, for sure.
Never.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. The Scorpion needs to apologize to Big Joe.
Somebody on my side. I mean, Scorpion just. You
start apologizing, then they start thinking that they can take advantage of you. You don't do that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but that's just the way I am.
Okay, well.
Yeah, I know y'all talking about the old school, but Scorpion goes old school back in there. Who knows what he's thinking sometimes? He don't know what he's thinking sometimes, I believe.
I think I agree with you there. Also, last Saturday night, Rex Riley was in your main event, and what a great match that was.
Yeah, that was a stunning upset right there. SoCal Kevin Cruz come in and had been, gone for a year and a half, and said he was going to come back for some corrective action and teach a little respect, and that's what has come out of the match that night as well.
Well, this business, of course, with Leroy Luche, as you saw in the video a few moments ago, Leroy Luche was a referee for Wrestling Superstars and KFW at the time, and then now he's a manager in a dress. How in the world did that happen?
Well, that happened back Christmas night when he lost to the Iron Horseman there on Christmas night, and a loser, one of the losers has the choice of they have to wear the dress for 6 months. I give him the option that and there because, truth and reality of it, the Iron Horseman should have been disqualified, and but I've given him the option of him, or if he can hire somebody and find somebody to come in and beat the Iron Horseman, then he can get out of that dress early. Right now, he's still wearing it, as you see.
Well, we had this goon at ringside. His name was literally the Goon this past Saturday night, and he tried to get in there with the Iron Horseman, and things didn't go well for him. So Leroy Luche, of course, took over in that match, and things didn't go well for him either, unfortunately.
Well, I think things could have turned around a little bit better, but Leroy wanted to get involved in the whole thing, and he's hiring these people to come in. But then he ain't got no patience. He's jumping in and interfering in the matches just like he did in that one. I believe the Goon just sat out there and let Leroy take his beating on it.
Absolutely. Well, speaking of ETCW fans, we had a great time this last Saturday night, and we're going to take you to a very special highlight video from ETCW, and Justin's going to take us to that, and we'll be right back in just a moment on Wrestle Talk Live. Can you turn it up a little bit?
Your official referee, Lynn Armstrong.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome here to Wrestle Talk. I'm here on location in Wallen, Tennessee at the Community Center, and I found some great wrestling fans here. And young lady, orange and white, the best colors you can wear. What's your name?
Harper.
Harper, and hey, bud, what's your name?
Tucker.
Tucker, it's great to meet you. And what grade are you in?
Fifth.
Fifth grade. What's your favorite subject?
Math.
Math? I like math too. So do you have a favorite wrestler here at ETCW? Not really, just all the good guys, right? All the good guys. All right, buddy. What grade are you in?
Kindergarten.
Kindergarten. That's the best grade to be in right there. And do you have a favorite wrestler?
I guess then.
Yeah, not really. Not yet, but maybe in a while. We have parents up here. Hello, guys.
What's
your
up?
name?
Jim.
Jim.
Yeah.
Jim.
What grade are you in, Jim? I actually graduated already, but yeah.
Jim graduated. We have some other folks here. Hey, buddy. How's it going? What's your name? Todd. And Todd, what grade are you in? Seventh grade. You have a favorite wrestler? The Iron Horseman. All right, what's your name, buddy?
Chet.
Shed and where?
Chet.
Chet and Chet. Yeah, that's it. Chet Aikens, right?
What?
He's a popular country singer. So what grade are you in? Seventh grade, all right. Well, let's hear it for these folks. They're brave and courageous to go on TV. So let's hear it for them. Guys, thank you for joining us. We're going to get some interviews with more fans in just a second. This is Joel Lawson here at the Community Center in Wallen, Tennessee. And we're here with a big ETCW fans. And this is the rowdiest one in the group here. What's your name?
We are.
Oh boy. He's got him an ETCW t-shirt. And who's your favorite wrestler here?
Man, I'm going with Hillbilly Joe.
Hillbilly Joe!
No doubt.
All right. And speaking of characters, this is the character here. What's your name?
Hey, my name's Tim.
Tim, and Tim, what grade are you in? I'm just kidding.
Jethro to Bodine.
Jethro to Bodine. Who's your favorite wrestler here?
Oh, the Iron Horse. The Iron Horse all the time.
The Iron Horseman. Well, thank you. Thank you guys for being on TV here on Wrestle Talk Live.
Yeah!
And we're having a great time right here at ETCW, and you can be a part of all the action coming up on April the 12th, right here, 7 o'clock.
Right here, baby! Right here, baby! Right here!
And all these right, you guys all make some noise in here. Yeah. All right, here we go, Wrestle Talk fans. This is our bodyguard here.
I like all the good guys. Some of the bad guys, but mostly the good guys. I like what they do for the fans here. These organizations, they do a good job. Take them all. God bless America.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it. One of our great fans on Wrestle Talk. We're going to walk here down the ringside area. I found Dave Jones, the great bully breaker. He's got a brand new t-shirt. Bully breaker, good evening. Welcome to ETCW.
Welcome to ETCW, guys. Listen, it's the only place to be, family-friendly fun. I tell you what, there's no better place to be on a Saturday night right here in East Tennessee than Rocky Branch over here in Wallen, Tennessee.
You can do it on Friday nights too. You can do it on Friday nights and then on the third Saturday night.
Yes.
And hey, this is the best. This is the best right here. I believe I can whoop every one of these wrestlers. I'm the mayor of Nebo Mountain. That's Nebo right up there.
What's that now?
I'm the mayor of Nebo Mountain.
The mayor of Nebo Mountain.
Undefeated. Right back there is my babe. Right back there is my babe.
Right back there is his baby. What's her name?
Janet and Susie. Janet and Susie.
Janet and Susie. Both of them are your babes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, this is really good. This is good family entertainment. This is good for the kids here. Good for the adults too. But I want to get in the ring. I want to wrestle 4 of them at one time.
Oh.
I'm going to get him to help.
The bully character can help you. What about this character back here?
That's John.
Somebody in this back.
He ain't done nothing. We're on your side.
There you go, Dave. Go ahead.
My wife Susan and Dan Cooper's wife Janet both put this guy big eye.
Come out for the show. Well, wrestling fans, it's a wild night here in Wallen, Tennessee. We've been joined by the mayor of Nebo County here.
I'm also president of the community center here.
President of the community center, so much here. And we're going to bring him on Wrestle Talk sometime in the studio. How's that sound?
Any way to help y'all out, this is good. This has been good for Rocky Branch. This has been good for the community center. It's really helped us out. There's a lot of people come down here on Saturday nights to the wrestling. It's never been on Friday night.
Yes.
They come on Friday night. And we announce it. We go in every room and announce that they're going to be here.
Well, fans, they're going to be right here in this area, Wallen, Tennessee, Springport Community Center. Thank you, Mayor of Nebo County, and all of our special guests. We're going to back in the studio right now.
Some great footage there from Rocky there at the Rocky Branch Community Center, I believe, and a great crowd there on hand in Wallen, Tennessee. A lot of folks watching from Wallen tonight. Dave Jones, we saw a lot that night.
Oh, it's crazy. I mean, you know, hey, that was a good crowd, as Roger had said, and Bully Breaker will attest, and you were there even. I mean, we had a great time, and it's a great crowd. And it's kind of not your regular wrestling fans, not the ones that follow all the groups around. These people are kind of unique, and
they are into it.
They are. I mean,
unique is certainly a word.
It sure is. Well, yeah,
we saw the same footage
But yeah, it's crazy down there, you know, the gang, and you remember Pappy O'Malley probably.
Absolutely.
You know him?
I know Pappy. He was out with Demon on a couple of TLW shows recently.
Yeah, I've been having some trouble with him. He actually, he may call it kidnapping. I don't know. He kind of escorted me away from a situation we were involved in, but you know, he's kind of a cool guy. He took good care of me. He makes a great egg salad.
Dave, we have a caller here live on the air. Good evening, caller, and welcome to Wrestle Talk Live. What's your name?
Lonesome Lance.
Lonesome Lance joining us once again, and of course, Lonesome Lance joined us last week. And what caused all this chaos up here tonight?
Well, I just want to say hello to all you guys, and Mr. Buchanan probably doesn't remember him from Great American Wrestling, but
oh, I remember.
Oh, okay. And I just wanted to warn all you guys. Davy Jones back there, he can't see, and he'll do anything in the world to get you thrown out of the business. We had a great Russian champion that I might say got beat by 5 guys to lose his title, and Davy Jones went behind his back and had him ship him back to Russia.
I kind of feel bad about that, but I mean, you know, still, I remember a lot of the things he did, so it's probably over there.
That's because you edit the tapes. Buy one of his DVDs in it, you guys, and watch them. He edits out what he wants left out, makes it look his way.
Yeah.
I bought a DVD from him, and there's nothing on it, not one thing.
Well, that's probably because you have magnets all over your car or something. I don't know. I mean, no editing goes on like that. I mean, I just snip the front and the back end. You know, make it look good, especially your parts.
You just wait. The Russian monster will return, and you're number one on the
Hey,
list,
man,
Davy
I was
Jones.
putting your guy Pappy over now. He's, we had a kerfuffle, but, you know, he kind of took me in for a couple of days, and I needed a break there, so, you know, he's kind of a decent guy, but, you know, I'm not going to forget, you know, some of the shenanigans he's done and double crosses. So, I mean, I'm keeping an eye on him real close, if you know what I'm saying.
You know, if you clean your glasses, you would see that the Russian monster was a perfect gentleman. He never did anything low down or dirty. It was, you remember the night he lost his belt? It took 8 of them, Scott Snot and a bunch of the other ones to beat him.
Scott Snot.
Scott Savage and...
I like Snot better.
Yeah.
Well...
Rolls off the tongue well.
Alliteration.
I tell you, well, you know, it's good riddance on the Russian money. He was suspended for 6 months anyway, so, you know, and now he's over there fighting in Ukraine and stuff, so what the heck.
Thanks to you, he got suspended. He wasn't bothered. No, now his poor family's starving. They had to go to war so they could feed the poor guy. You know,
another one with the big food bill.
All right. Well, I'll see you guys later. Thanks. I'm enjoying the show.
Thank you for calling tonight. Lonesome Lance, of course. And fans, this big event coming up, of course, Tennessee Legacy Wrestling, coming up in April on the...
April 23rd at the Community Center in good old Rocky Top, exit 128 and 129.
And we can't mention anything other than it's a great value for the fans. So come out, be a part of the wrestling action at the Rocky Top Community Center. And that's with Tennessee Legacy Wrestling. Of course, you can find more info on the Tennessee Legacy Wrestling social media page or by calling our Wrestling Talk hotline, 865-282-4640. Jackson, a great wrestling action coming up, of course, on the 26th of April, of March, as you mentioned a little bit earlier, this Saturday night. We wish you the best in this match.
I'm give it my all against this big man. Hopefully I'll get a W this time.
Yes, and you know, Bully Breaker, we've heard a lot about you here on Wrestle Talk. We know that you're a man of faith.
Amen.
You're a wrestling fan. Actually, on your shirt, Psalms 23:4. You can read that.
It says, Bully Breaker, Psalms 23:4. I will fear no evil.
Well, if I were your size, I wouldn't fear anything. So I definitely wouldn't.
Evil is such a subjective term.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah, with me, wrestling is a way to escape the wiles of this life. I've been a fan. I throw myself into it. You know, I've enjoyed the whole camaraderie of it all, and it's like wrestling is, to me, is just an example of we're all fighting our demons every day, and you guys find a way to overcome.
We're going to take another caller or two here on Wrestle Talk Live. Justin's letting me know there's a caller. Miss Cindy, go ahead and put the caller through. Welcome to Wrestle Talk Live. What's your name?
Joel Lawson, I'm telling you what, I've known you since you were a teenager.
Yes. Had the same hairstyle and everything, right?
Does that give you any idea of who this individual might be talking to you?
Oh, man, it could be a good guess. It really could be.
Well, you know,
Yes.
let's see. I know you very well, but the other ones I don't know. The guy there in the tie, he was talking about he was around the business in the 90s. I don't remember him. Been around in the 90s.
I said I've been around the scene since the 90s. I've been in the business since 2001.
Well, I mean, you know, been around the scenes is two different things. So you must have had been a kid in the 90s, correct? You look very young.
My age is my business.
Our makeup person did really well.
You know, I mean, I'm just saying, you know.
I mean, compared to them, yes.
Well, yeah.
Well,
you know,
not
when you go compared to the legendary Mongolian Stomper or Rowdy Rick Connors and people like that, you're looking at quite a bit of difference.
Well, the mystery is killing me. Who is calling? I can think of a few people.
Let me ask you this, Joel Lawson. Is Sonny Scott in the building?
What's that now?
Is Sonny Scott in the building?
No, he's not here tonight, unfortunately.
Will he be there next week?
He will be here next week, and I know this voice, and I've been told that we have a special mystery guest on next week's show. Could this be that mystery guest? Could that? I know the voice very well, and I know we have a mystery guest. Could this?
Well, you know what? You're pretty close to that. You're about 95% close to that. And I will say that you have done an excellent job for Tennessee wrestling completely. You really don't get the respect that you actually do deserve, that you should be getting. A lot of times, a lot of people forget about what a ring announcer really does. I mean, they don't realize that he's responsible for the sound and he's responsible for all this stuff. And I always knew that when I did stuff, I could depend on you having all that adjusted. I didn't have to worry. So it was always a great thing to have you there. And I just wanted to give you that prop that you need, that you're really good at what you do. You're absolutely fabulous at what you do.
Well, I appreciate that, and been around here a long time, Paul. A lot of great shows have come around the area, and I know who you are now, and I'm excited for this mystery guest that is coming.
Well, I don't want you to tell anybody who I am.
No,
if you don't care. I mean, I'd rather you not. I noticed the young man sitting over there that had went to the correct school to be actually correctly brought into the business correct, and that's very good. I think by looking at him and seeing his attitude, and to listen just a little bit of what he had to say about wrestling, which the wrestling industry has changed so much now. I mean, it's not the way it was, and it never will be the way it was. I mean, anybody can go put on a pair of underwear and say, okay, I'm ready to go, and somebody will let them work. But I really think that young man over there has a goal set, and that's good. That's good for you.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for joining us tonight. We look forward to seeing you right here next week, and we got just a few seconds left, guys. It's been a great night here on Wrestle Talk, and special thank you, of course, to you, Jackson Blight, for joining us tonight. Paul Buchanan, thank you for being here.
It's good to see you again, Mr. Lawson.
Yes, and the Bully Breaker, thank you for joining us here tonight on Wrestle Talk, and the great Dave Jones. And a special thank you, of course, to Knoxville Community Media Television. We'll be here live every Wednesday at 7 p.m. on Knoxville Community Media, ctvknox.org, or here on your local cable systems. Miss Cindy working hard back there. A special thank you. Don't forget about the big Total Psychopathic Wrestling event coming up on the 2nd of April at Chatterbox. And then, of course, on the 23rd of April, the big wrestling show, Tennessee Legacy Wrestling, up in Rocky Top at the Community Center. The second wrestling will return to Maryville there at the Springbrook Community Center, and then Rocky Branch will be on the 16th of April. Great wrestling events coming up. Fans, you have no excuse to miss professional wrestling in your area. Well, as Big Bill Needham would say, the old clock on the wall says it's time to go. Good night from downtown Knoxville.